We had over 100,000 new people show up. There were 120 events across 40 countries. Feature differentiation is falling apart right now. Paid marketing, really hard to succeed with. Organic search, really hard to get through. It's so crowded. We're at the tipping point where you can build an incredible billion-dollar business anywhere in the world.
Elena, before we kick off, I mean, the big thing that we were looking to discuss today and the big thing that you're here to talk to us about is the She Builds program from Lovable. If I'm getting this completely right, on International Women's Day, which is Sunday, the 8th of March, just gone, the entire platform was made to be free access. Can you maybe tell us a little bit about that and also the She Builds program as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And you said exactly right. We made Lovable completely free to everyone on March 8th in order to not just have another panel or discussion that we need more women in tech, that we need more access, that we need more people lean into AI and to tech. We just decided to lower all of the barriers, remove all of the friction, and just have everybody figure out what is possible. So we had so many people show up from existing people that already wanted to dig in and understand what else is possible on the platform right now. We had over 100,000 new people show up. There were 120 events across 40 countries across the world where women and men, everybody came together and just built and explored what's possible. It was magical.
That's so cool.
Awesome. And this is in many ways, it's a growth play, right? And it's an amazing one as well. Like you just mentioned the amount of net new customers, net new users you had sign up, which is just genius way. Something that we discussed just before you came on was your background. You're SVP of growth at SurveyMonkey, SVP of consumer product at Malwarebytes, interim CMO at Miro, advisor at MongoDB, Ledgy, Vidio, Superhuman, Vimeo, Dropbox.
List goes on.
Partner, I mean, I could go on forever. Now growth at Lovable. What is changing over time in the growth role? Like, you know, we're talking over the last sort of 5 to 8 years. What's happening for growth specifically, just as an industry?
Yeah, so growth to me is defined of just you take existing product that is there and you try to figure out the best distribution for it. And growth for the last 15 years has been mostly an optimization problem. So how is it that you can tweak the user experience to just get better acquisition, better activation out of customers, better monetization? But those optimization work, that optimization work is actually not working anymore. So to me, the growth role in the last year has been completely going through a complete reform. And right now it's all about how can you give your product away the most strategic way possible in order to get people to give it a try and to really give it an adoption. How is it that you can align monetization with outcomes, not just increase prices or yank it as soon as possible when the customer signs up. And then the third piece is how do you build community around your product? How do you make people care about what you're building and have them vouch for you? So it went from really like funnel optimizations. How do I make my pricing page be more clear and easy to use? How can I onboard people? And now it's all about these really massive growth plays of really giving your product away and building a following behind your company.
I feel like everything you just said there is so akin to Lovable, right? You can kind of see that it's ingrained within like the product, right? Talk to us a little bit about the way that you guys think specifically about the growth of the product. You have an amazing community. You have amazing, as Ronan just mentioned, like abilities for people to just go and try the product. Yes. The kind of program was a great kind of GTM play of kind of increasing people using it, but it's also just like you're doing what Lovable does best, right? You're getting people to use amazing products. That's it.
It's a growth play second. Really, the first is just giving access to people to explore what is possible. So we really put customer and value at the forefront of it because to me, growth is trust problem. Nowadays, it's not about how good your product is. Feature differentiation is falling apart right now. There's no product that can be feature differentiated anymore. So we're getting back to basics of brand, of value, and about that community and following, building in public, and having people root for you. Have them build the product together with you and help you figure out what's actually should be next. But when we think about growth at Lovable, it's actually really done through creating lovable experiences, and growth follows. So we're not trying to make it trackable in terms of it has to produce some output for us from monetary perspective in a short period of time. We're really investing into delighting our customers as much as possible, and rest kind of comes along, and we obviously stitch together delight with actual monetary outcomes, and we look at that journey as well. But we lead with just delight the customers, blow their socks off, the rest will follow.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned something within that as well, the build in public thing. Lovable do an incredible job at this. Anton, in my mind, from a European founder perspective, in a way, has been a bit of a front runner for this, especially on X. Like, he was all the stuff with like the early, the early like, GPT engineer, I think it was, the pass failed 3 launches. Were they failures? Were they not? Like, and then the final successful one that is Lovable today. Like, he's done an amazing job at one. Yes, building in public and building a following around Lovable, but 2, being a figurehead for the next generation of founders coming through. I feel like him, Max at Legora, Nick at Atio, and a few of these sort of other European greats that are kind of coming up at the moment. What is the building in public thing how does Lovable do it so well? Because it seems like every person at the company is on X, like constantly showing what they're building, constantly grinding.
Exactly. So I actually will say 2 things about this. Number 1, the distribution network that we use to distribute product through is collapsing. Paid marketing, really hard to succeed with. Organic search, really hard to get through. It's so crowded. AEO, so AI, discovering your product and telling you about your customers, nobody knows how to do it. It's like a moving target right now. The only thing that's working right now is social, but social not from paid perspective. It's from organic creator-led perspective. So how much audience and reach do I have, and how many people can I tell about the product and hook them in a meaningful way? So we call it employee-led socials, and we encourage everybody to build in public, to tell about their failures, about their successes. This is actually a pretty big counter pattern to most companies that tell their employees to zip it on socials, to go through legal department, to say only the right thing, to say only the approved things. We just say, go be out there, show personality, show who you are, so people know who's building this product behind them, and that really matters. But Anton, you're absolutely right. He really spearheaded, and I think so much of Lovable success is because of what Anton has created in that movement, and he brought people behind him, and which brings me to my second point. People want to know, so when in the era where product is no longer differentiated in features, people want it to be human, because we're going back to that human connection, because technology is catching up on all of the functionality. So by building in public, we're showing who is behind the product, and people love that. They connect with us, we connect with them, and we can hear their feedback straight on the front lines, and we can go and execute it behind it. There's so many times that I even see something. I'm big on LinkedIn. This is the social platform that I chose to invest into. I see something that people are saying, and I'm like, okay, we should go fix it. I go and I fix it, and it's live in 20 minutes. That is the feedback loop that we're creating with customers to make sure that we are constantly, they feel that we're invested in their success, because we are, but we are all on socials, making sure that we're feeding that back into our product.
Yeah, so awesome.
It's so clever. Ronan kind of touched on it, and I kind of want to zoom out a little bit on the piece that, you've got these kind of spearheads of European tech, kind of being the educator to younger founders, or any founder really, to say, hey, look, this can be done. I want to kind of touch on a little bit about that, about what you're finding is happening in Europe, and what that means for the kind of whole European ecosystem.
Yeah, so there's been like almost a very negative narrative when it comes to tech in Europe, that you have to be in US in order to succeed, that you have to be in Silicon Valley, maybe New York, in order to make it work. But I think that's shifting very rapidly. Our Lovable Stockholm main headquarters is in Stockholm, and I'm from US. I've worked in US companies for the last almost 20 years of my life, and I have never seen such a group of people that are passionate, that have so much agency, that have so much autonomy, and have so much drive as what is happening in Stockholm, in Sweden right now. So I think that we're at the tipping point where you can build an incredible billion-dollar business anywhere in the world. You just need to pull the right people together, and those people are everywhere. They're global. They're not just sitting in Silicon Valley in California, and that's where you have to be in order to create a tech startup. So I'm excited for Lovable's success and for other companies, 11 Labs and everybody else who is actually starting out of Europe, because we need tech to be global. It cannot be built by a narrow group of people, because then it's only represents and serves a narrow group of people as well. So I'm so excited for this change to finally happen as a person from US, so we can build for everyone by everyone.
That's awesome. You love to hear it, especially on the European Technology Network. A bit of a sidestep. So one of our previous guests, Gokul, who is the founding partner at Marathon, he actually recently quoted one of your Substack articles you put out, the one that was titled "Revenue Addiction Kills Companies."
Oh, yes.
And he praised it. He said, he said he's been banging that drum for ages, and he's so happy that you put it out there. And he quote tweeted you as well and referenced your article. Would love to I love the heading. The heading is just so great. I'd love to get an understanding of like what this article meant. What was your meaning here? Would love to hear more about it.
Yeah, I've been trying to grow companies for the last 20 years. And one pattern that I see over and over again is the business starts fresh. It feeds on the idea, on the problem, on the solution. It's full of innovation. And then investors come in. And then leadership team comes in. And then become these quarterly targets that you all of a sudden have to hit. Now, when you're a public company and you have to hit quarterly earning targets in order for the street to react the right way and for your stock price to be something, I kind of understand. No, not kind of. I do understand that. But even then, you have to reserve the room for innovation. But what I see happening a lot of times, which really hurts my heart, and I think killing tech ecosystem, is that type of pressure happens in private companies. That doesn't matter if they hit quarterly targets. It doesn't matter if they hit their number for a year, because they're still figuring it out. That's why they're still private as a whole, because they're not ready to go into this public debut. And yet they put so much pressure on each other to hit those quarterly revenue numbers that they kill all of innovation. They literally grind themselves to a halt on being able to innovate and keep up with the technology in the space. And once they start squeezing with some dark patterns, price increases, making access smaller, making language more harder, just to get more revenue in this 1 month, in this 1 quarter, then you stop actually investing into the future. Now, the reason that I wrote that article right now, even though I felt that it was a very nasty thing that happens in private companies for a long time, is that right now we're in the age of AI transformation technologically, and we all have to take a leap into the future. The way that we build at Lovable is not to hit our quarterly numbers, not to hit monthly numbers. We're taking a leap of faith. We don't know what's going to work, but we have to run ahead of the market. We have to invest into innovation, and then we will figure out how monetization model and how all of those other pieces are going to fit. But too few companies are taking that seriously right now, and I think that that's going to cause the demise of a lot of businesses. Maybe not in the next 3 months, but by the end of the year, we're really going to feel that ripple through the tech space if those companies don't adjust the way that they are thinking about the future and how they're evaluating their success.
Yeah,
so interesting.
That's it's a lesson for everyone there. Right, you've got to capture the value that no one else is seeing, I guess, in a way. And who better to do it than?
Not have your existing users drag you down. You can't just completely optimize for your existing historical business. Everything is changing at the moment.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And
it's an open
genuine masterclass. It was cool.